Unhallowed Forest by Colton. When three friends decide to go on a camping trip, they come across a warning not to go beyond a few marked trees. But their curiosity gets the best of them, and they go past the marked trees, then discover they might not be able to go back. Sheremkovsky. Forest, Russia, 2009. Footsteps are running. Number 1 trips, then groans. Both number 2 and number 1 look back at number 1, screeching in the distance. Number 1 looks behind himself, screams, then gets dragged away. No, said woman number 1. Number 2 grabs woman number 1's arm. No, we can't save him. We need to keep moving, said number 2. Both number 1 and woman number 1 air running. A flapping sound in the distance. Number 2 stops, then looks around. Woman number 1 turns around, then looks at number 2. What are you doing? Asked woman number 1. I heard wings flapping, said number 2. We don't have time for this, said woman number 1. Running. A figure swoops down, then knocks woman number 1 onto the ground. Woman number 1 groans. Number 2 looks at woman number 1. I'm coming, said number 2, running towards woman number 1. Woman number 1 continues groaning. Number 2 grabs woman number 1's hand. The flapping sound continues. Oh my God, said woman number 1. Number 2 looks up. A few figures are flying around in the darkness. Number 2 pointing a gun. Come on out, you bastards, said number 2, continuing to turn around. We should get out of here, said woman number 1. You want the same thing to happen to you again? Asked number 2. No, said woman number 1. Then stay behind me, said man number 2. A figure flies towards both number 2 and woman number 1, then turns around. What are they doing? Asked woman number 1. Playing a game with us. Start walking now, said number 2. Both number 2 and woman number 1 air slowly walking. A figure bites woman number 1's leg. Woman number 1 falls onto the ground, then gets dragged onto it. Help, said woman number 1, grabbing onto a tree. Number 2 runs, then grabs woman number 1's arm. I got you. Don't worry. Nothing is gonna happen to you, said number 2. A figure flies towards number 2. Man number 2 points the gun. The gun fires. The figure falls onto the ground. Number 2 laughs. Oh my God, said woman number 1. Number 2 looks back at woman number 1. The figures are continuously flying, land onto the ground, then slowly walk towards number 2. Woman number 1 gets pulled onto the ground. Number 2 lets go of woman number 1's hand. Woman number 1 screaming, then gets dragged into the darkness. No, come on, you bastards. I'm not afraid to die. Come on, said number 2. The figures are walking towards number 2, howling in the distance. The figures fly away. Number 2 points the gun. The howling sound continues. A figure appears in the distance, stands onto its hind legs, then howls. Number 2 runs. More figures appear, then start chasing number 2. Number 2 continues running, stops, then points the gun. The gun fires. The figures are approaching number 2. The gun clicks. Number 2 throws the gun, then continues running. The howling in the distance continues. Number 2 runs, trips, then crawls towards a tree. A growling sound from behind number 2. Number 2 turns around. The figures are slowly approaching number 2. Number 2 raises his middle finger. The figures are jumping at number 2. Number 2 is screaming. Blood splatters onto a tree. A mark appears on the tree. A few hours earlier. Sheremkovo, Russia. A truck appears. Driving. 3 people appear walking. Abigail Longton kneels down, then ties her shoe. Come on, Abigail, said Maxwell Laverriere, appearing next to Abigail. Hold on, I need to tie my shoe. You don't want to meet a trip, do you? Asked Abigail. Off a cliff, maybe, whispered Maxwell. What's that? Asked Abigail. I said, and quat. Take as long as you want, baby, and quat, said Maxwell. I thought that's what you said. Hey Wilford, how much further to the next town? Asked Abigail. Well, walking will take another few hours. If we had a ride. About a half hour, said Wilford Weisel, appearing. Well, let's get a ride, said Maxwell. The truck appears approaching. Wave him down, Max, said Abigail. Maxwell is waving his arms. THR truck drives past. I thought Russians were supposed to be nice, asked Maxwell. Depends, they're just like us, said Wilford. What do you mean? Asked Maxwell. Would you pick up strangers too? Asked Wilford. He's got a point, said Abigail. Well, why don't you try? Said Maxwell. What? Why me? Asked Abigail. About 90% of people would stop if a girl waved down the driver, said Maxwell. That's insane, said Abigail. Well, his percentage is wrong. But it is true, said Wilford. Another truck appears driving in the distance. I'll prove you wrong, said Abigail, waving her arms. The truck slows down, then stops. Abigail looks at both Maxwell and Wilford. Both Maxwell and Wilford are smiling. Told you, said Maxwell. All 3 are running towards the truck. The passenger door opens. How may I help you 3? Asked driver number 1. Where? Heading to the next town, said Wilford. Well, you guys can hop in. I'll drive you 3 to the next town, said driver number 1. All 3 are climbing into the truck. The passenger door shuts. The truck starts driving. So, you 3 must be new around here, said driver number 1. Yeah, we're actually from America, said Maxwell. Oh, Americans, nice to meet you. Are you here on a vacation? Asked driver number 1. Yeah, we are going around each country to camp. We want to be the first to do that, said Abigail. Well, that sounds like a challenge. I hope you 3 do it. I'm pulling for you, said driver number 1. Thank you, sir, said Maxwell. The truck continues driving, then pulls into a parking lot. Here we are, said driver number 1. Thanks for the ride, said Abigail. All 3 climb out of the truck. Have fun, you 3, said driver number 1. Oh, before we go, we have a little bet here. Why did you pick us up? Was it because of our beautiful lady here? Asked Maxwell, laughing. Actually, I picked you up because you're cute boy. Here's my number and call me, said driver number 1, handing a card, then closes the passenger door. The truck drives away. Both Abigail and Wilford are laughing. I hope you 2 can make it work, said Wilford, patting Maxwell's back. Shut up, said Maxwell. All right, we'll eat. Then head to Sheremkovsky Forest, said Abigail. All 3 are walking into the restaurant. How may I help you? Asked woman number 2. Yeah, a table for 3, said Wilford. Follow me, said woman number 2. All 3 are walking, then sit down at a table. I'll take a burger, please, said Maxwell. Same here, said Wilford. Salad, said Abigail. Coming right up, said woman number 2, walking away. So, Wilford, how big is Sheremkovsky Forest? Asked Abigail. 7,900 km, said Wilford. Really? That's not big at all, said Maxwell, laughing. Cheremkovsky Forest is the largest forest in the world. I'm surprised no one gets lost more in there, said Wilford. Number 3 looks at all three of them. Maxwell looks up at number 3. Hi, sir, said Maxwell. Afternoon, said number 3. Such a wonderful day, said Maxwell. Yes, it is. Number 3 stands, then approaches the table. I don't mean to interrupt, but I overheard you talking about Cheremkovsky Forest, said number 3. You know about Cheremkovsky Forest? Asked Wilford. Yes, I do, son, said number 3. Can you tell us what it's like? Asked Wilford. It's a beautiful forest. Birds chirping. Insects buzzing. A few mammals running through the forest, said number 3. That sounds wonderful, said Abigail. How far is it from here? Asked Wilford. A mile up the road. You'll love the forest. I just have one thing to ask. If you see this symbol, please don't go past it, said number 3, showing a necklace with CF engraved on it. What's with the necklace? Asked Maxwell. It protects me. Same as the others around here, said number 3. Protects you from what? Asked Abigail. What is in those forests? You can get your necklaces in that gas station, said number 3. All right, that's enough. It's time for you to go, said woman number 2. Yeah, just be careful in that forest, kids, said number 3, walking away. What was that about? Asked Wilford. People tell stories that Cheremkovsky Forest is filled with dangerous animals. Almost mythical. People here call it the Unhallowed Forest. But that is only stories. In the meantime, here's your orders, said woman number 2, placing down 3 plates. All 3 are walking out of the restaurant. Abigail looks at the gas station. What you doing? Asked Maxwell. I'm gonna go get a necklace, said Abigail. Really? You actually believe that story? It's just a way to get tourists to spend money, said Maxwell. Yeah, but I still liked it. I'll be right back, said Abigail, walking towards the gas station. Wilford pulls out a map, then unfolds it. Maxwell approaches Wilford. So, where do we start? Asked Maxwell. Right here. We follow this path, said Wilford. Woman number 3 and woman number 4 are walking past. Maxwell looks at woman number 3 and woman number 4. Well. That's interesting, said Maxwell. Ain't it? Asked Wilford. Oh, not that map. I meant them, said Maxwell. Wilford looks up, then sees woman number 3 and woman number 4. Both woman number 3 and woman number 4 are waving at both Maxwell and Wilford. Afternoon, ladies, said Maxwell. Both woman number 3 and woman number 4 are giggling, then continue walking away. Abigail approaches, then puts on the necklace. All right, let's get moving, said Abigail. All 3 are walking. A sign appears. Hey, look, and quat. Cheremkovsky Forest, ahead, and quat, said Maxwell. We're almost there, said Wilford. All 3 continue walking. A path appears. Is this it, Wilford? Asked Abigail. Wilford pulls out the map, then unfold it. Yes, this is the beginning of the path. We start here, said Wilford. Then why are we just standing here? Let's go for a walk in the forest, said Maxwell. All 3 are smiling, then start walking down the path. The sound of birds chirping. Abigail pulls out a camera, then takes a picture of the bird. What a beautiful bird, said Abigail. How about this bird? Asked Maxwell, raising middle finger. Abigail takes a pictures of Maxwell. Got it, said Abigail. Wilford looks at the bushes, slowly walks, kneels, then opens his backpack. What are you doing, Wilford? Asked Maxwell. I found a ropa lacera, said Wilford. A what? Asked Maxwell. It's part of the butterfly species. Come here, little one. Wilford raises the jar. Ropa lacera gets put into the jar. Got you, said Wilford. You know, girls don't actually like insects, said Maxwell. Says you, said Abigail. All three continue walking. Hey, look, said Maxwell, pointing. A fox appears in the distance, then looks around. Abigail raises the camera, then takes a picture of the fox. How beautiful, said Abigail. Never actually saw a fox before, said Wilford. It's so beautiful, said Abigail. Let's get moving. Don't want to bother it, said Wilford. All three continue walking. Hey, can we take a break? My feet are starting to hurt, said Abigail. Yeah, we should take a break, said Wilford. All right. Maxwell puts down his backpack, then opens it. Here's some water, said Maxwell, handing 2 bottles of water. Both Abigail and Wilford open their bottles of water, then drink it. What a beautiful forest, said Wilford. It really is, said Abigail. Hey, I'm gonna look up ahead. I'll be right back, said Maxwell. Be careful, Max. We don't need you getting lost, said Abigail. No problem, said Maxwell, grabbing his backpack, then walks ahead. Do you think that's smart? For letting him go? Asked Wilford. He'll learn his lesson. So, how much further can we go? Asked Abigail. Wilford pulls out the map, then unfolds it. Well, we're here. I believe we can only go up to here. It'll be a lake, said Wilford. All right, once we find the lake, we'll head back, said Abigail. Footsteps are approaching. Guys, you won't believe what I found, said Maxwell. All three are running. A tree appears with CF carved into it. That's the symbol that Guy told us about, said Wilford. Abigail takes off her necklace, then raises it to the tree. Definitely, said Abigail. This is too spooky, said Wilford. What? It's just a hoax. There's nothing out here except insects, birds, and mammals. I guarantee we walk past this tree, nothing will happen, said Maxwell. How do you know? Asked Wilford. What? Is it like I passed this tree? Something is gonna attack me. Watch. Nothing is gonna happen, said Maxwell, walking past the tree, looks at both Abigail and Wilford, then raises his hands. Yeah, maybe Max is right. Nothing will happen. Plus, we still can get to the lake. Then head back, said Wilford. Yeah, let's do that, said Abigail. All three are walking past the tree, then continue down the path. A lake appears. Well, there's the lake, said Wilford. Wow, now, this is beautiful, said Abigail. Definitely, said Wilford. Hey, let's take a swim, said Maxwell. I don't think we should. This is as far as we're supposed to be, said Wilford. Wilford's right, Max, said Abigail. Oh, stop being such goody two-shoes. I'm going for a dip, said Maxwell, taking off his shoes, shirt, then his pants. Great. Try getting that imagine out of my mind, said Wilford. It's difficult, said Abigail. Wilford looks at Abigail. Abigail smiles. Maxwell jumps into the water. Come on, Max, said Wilford. Oh, come in, jump in. Have a swim, said Maxwell. No thanks, who knows what's in that water, said Wilford. Who cares? Just enjoy the swim, said Maxwell. Abigail takes off her shoes. What are you doing? Asked Wilford. He's right. At least have a swim, said Abigail, taking Off her shirt, then her pants. Yeah, baby, jump in, said Maxwell. Abigail jumps into the water then. Starts swimming. Come on in, Wilford, said Abigail. No thanks. I'm good on the land, said Wilford. Both Abigail and Maxwell are splashing water at each other. A hand grabs a branch, moves. It sees both Abigail and Maxwell swimming, then growls lowly. Abigail looks up at the tree. See a figure, then gets water splashed into her face. Wait, Max, said Abigail, looking back up at the tree. The figure is gone. Maxwell looks at the tree. What? Did you see something? Asked Maxwell. I thought I saw something standing there, said Abigail. Stay here, said Maxwell, swimming towards the land. Maxwell, be careful, said Abigail. What's he doing? Asked Wilford. Checking something out, said Abigail. Maxwell gets to the other side of the lake. The branch moves. And quat. You see anything? And quat, yelled Wilford. And quat? No, and quat, and quat. Nothing, and quat, yelled Maxwell. All right, get back over here. We're not supposed to be on that side, said Wilford. Maxwell, looking around then, sees a figure moving. And quat, wait, and quat, and quat. Something's moving around, and quat, yelled Maxwell. And quat, whatever it is, and quat, stay away from it, and quat, you don't know what it is, and quat, yelled Wilford. Maxwell continues watching the figure. The figure walks behind a tree. Maxwell continues looking around. And quat, I lost it, and quat, I don't know where it went, and quat, yelled Maxwell. And quat, get out of there, and quat, before it attacks you, and quat, yelled Wilford. Maxwell goes to step. The ground caves. Maxwell falls into the water. And quat, Maxwell, and quat, yelled both Abigail and Maxwell. Abigail jumps into the water, then swims towards Maxwell. Careful, Abigail, said Wilford. Abigail grabs Maxwell, then swims back towards the land. Wilford looks, then sees bubbles in the water. Wilford, help, said Abigail. Wilford looks at both Abigail and Maxwell, grabs him, then pulls him up. Come on, Abigail, said Wilford. Abigail gets pulled underneath the water. Abigail resurfaces. Abigail, over here, said Wilford. Abigail grabs Wilford's hand. Wilford pulls Abigail out of the water. Scratches appear on Abigail's legs. Ow, what the hell happened? Asked Abigail. There's something in the water. Maybe a shark or crocodile, said Wilford. Whatever it was. It felt like a goddamn hand, said Abigail, gasping. What? Asked Maxwell. Abigail points. All three. Look at the lake. A female appears in the water. She scratched you like that? Asked Wilford. Another woman rises from the water. Oh my God, mermaids, said Wilford. You've got to be kidding me, said Abigail. Well, we're safe. They can't come onto land, said Wilford. The mermaids go back underneath the water. They're gone, said Maxwell. Let's get you help, said Wilford. Both Maxwell and Wilford help Abigail stand up. All three start walking away. Wait, is this the way? Asked Maxwell. Yes, we took two left and a right after the tree, said Wilford. All right, said Maxwell. All three continue walking. Ow, ow. I need to rest, said Abigail. All right, said Wilford. Abigail sits onto a rock. We've been walking for a while. Shouldn't we have gotten to the tree by now? Asked Maxwell. Yeah, It's almost like we've been walking for about an hour, when it should have been only a few minutes, said Wilford. What does that mean? Asked Abigail. We're lost, aren't we? Asked Maxwell. No, we must have taken a wrong turn, said Wilford. How? We've been going straight, said Maxwell. Guys, we can't fight right now. We have a bigger problem. Getting out of here, said Abigail. She's right. I'm sorry, Wilford, said Maxwell. Let's just keep walking. We didn't go the wrong way. If we keep going straight, said Wilford. All three start walking. It's getting dark, said Abigail. That's odd. It's only 6:15. The sun doesn't set until 7:30, said Wilford. Maybe because of the forest, said Maxwell. Probably. If we keep going, we're gonna need to see. Max, do you still have those flashlights? Asked Wilford. Hold on. Maxwell puts down his backpack, then opens it. A flashlight is being handed, then turned on. At least these work, said Maxwell. Let's keep going. You still able to walk a few more minutes, Em? Asked Wilford. Yes. Let's keep going, said Abigail. All three continue walking. Maxwell walks into webbing, then wipes it off his face. What the hell is this? Asked Maxwell, shining his flashlight. That's webbing, said Wilford. Webbing? Asked Maxwell. You know what spiders use, said Wilford. I didn't know webbing can get this big, said Maxwell. It doesn't, said both Abigail and Wilford. If it doesn't get this big, then wouldn't that mean? Asked Maxwell. Both Abigail and Wilford look at Maxwell. You hit the nail in the head, said Wilford. The flashlights are shining. All three are walking. This webbing goes for miles, said Maxwell. I don't remember walking into webbing to get here, said Abigail. We didn't, but this is the way. I remember, said Wilford. A cracking sound in the distance. What was that? Asked Maxwell. Don't know, said Wilford. A scurrying sound comes from every direction. Something's out there, said Maxwell. We already know what it is, Max. It's not what it is. It's where they are. Asked Wilford. The leaves start crunching. Abigail looks up. Guys, said Abigail. Both Maxwell and Wilford look at Abigail, then point their flashlights up. A few giant spiders appear, then screech. All three scream. Run, said Wilford. All three start running. The giant spiders are scurrying towards all three of them. Maxwell stops, kneels, then opens his backpack. Max, said Abigail. Maxwell pulls out a handgun and ammunition. The handgun continuously firing. The giant spiders continuously falling. And quat, Max, and quat, yelled both Abigail and Wilford. Maxwell runs. All three continue running. The giant spiders continue following all three of them. The handgun fires again. A giant spider jumps at Maxwell. The gun fires. The giant spider explodes. All three continue running. Over there, said Wilford. All three continue running, jump off a small cliff, then hide inside a cubby hole. The giant spiders are crawling past. I think they're gone, said Maxwell. All three walking out of the cubby hole. You brought a gun, said Abigail. I always did. I just never used it on the other camping trips, said Maxwell. It's good you have it. Who knows what would have happened without it, said Wilford. Thank you, Wilford, said Maxwell. All right, I'm grateful you have it too. Which way, Wilford? Asked Abigail. I don't know. Those spiders probably made us run further into the forest. Maybe that way, said Wilford. All three are walking. I can't believe we didn't believe that guy, said Abigail. Hey, who knew he was telling true truth? I thought it was for greed, said Maxwell. Well, whatever it was, we know now not to come back here, said Wilford. Let's keep moving, said Abigail. All three continue walking. The flashlight starts flickering. Damn, the batteries are dying, said Maxwell. Got any other batteries? Asked Wilford. Yeah, I do. Maxwell places his backpack onto the ground, then opens it. No, I don't. I put them into your pack, said Maxwell. I left it back at the lake, said Abigail. Shit. Looks like we have no batteries, said Maxwell. Let's just hope these last, said Wilford. All three start walking. Wilford stops. Is something wrong? Asked Abigail. Listen, said Wilford. I don't hear anything, said Maxwell. Shh! A scurrying sound in the distance. Get down, whispered Wilford. The scurrying sound is getting closer. It's them, whispered Abigail. All three hide behind the trees. The giant spiders are scurrying past. Let's get out of here, whispered Abigail. All three start running. The moon is shining. Even with the moon out, it's still dark, said Wilford. This damn forest is insane. How do people come into these woods? Asked Maxwell. They only go so far, said Wilford. You're saying this is my fault? Asked Maxwell. I didn't say that, said Wilford. Just say it. You think it's my fault, said Maxwell. Max. Knock it off, said Abigail. Stay out of this. You really think it's my fault, said Maxwell, pushing Wilford. Don't push me, said Wilford. What you gonna do, and quat, bug boy, and quat? Asked Maxwell, pushing Wilford. Don't, said Wilford. Come on, what you gonna? Asked Maxwell, being punched, then falls onto the ground. I told you not to, said Wilford. Wilford, said Abigail. He started it, said Wilford. Are you all right, Max? Asked Abigail. He broke my nose, said Maxwell. Well, you deserved it. Now, can we stop acting like children and find a way out of here? Asked Abigail. Yeah, sorry, Max, said Wilford. No, like Abigail said, and quat. I deserved it, and quat. I shouldn't have pushed you, but I can say you have a hell of a right hook, said Maxwell. Thanks, said Wilford. A flapping sound comes from above. What was that? Asked Abigail. The flashlights are shining up. Maxwell hits his flashlight. Come on, damn thing, said Maxwell, continuing to hit his flashlight. The flashlight turns back on. A giant bat appears on the ground, then screeches. All three scream, then run. The giant bat flies towards all three of them. Maxwell points the handgun. The handgun fires. The giant bat gets shot, then falls onto the ground. Nice shot, said Wilford. Thanks. How do you like that, bloodsucker? Asked Maxwell. They're not really bloodsuckers. Only vampire bats are, said Wilford. Who cares? The bastard's dead, said Maxwell. Another flapping sound comes from above. The flashlights are being pointed up. More giant bats appear, then screech. Holy shit, said Abigail. All three start running. The giant bats are flying towards all three of them. Duck, said Wilford. All three lay onto the ground. The giant bats fly past. Let's go, said Abigail. All three continue running. Abigail groans. Are you all right? Asked Wilford. My legs, said Abigail. Max, wait up, said Wilford. If we keep stopping, something will eventually get us. We need to keep moving, said Maxwell. You'd save yourself instead of your friends, said Wilford. No, I wouldn't, said Maxwell, helping Abigail stand up. Jesus, we ran into mermaids, giant bats and spiders. What else? Asked Abigail. Let's not find out, said Wilford. A howling sound in the distance. I think we're about to find out, said Maxwell. A few figures appear in the distance moving. What the hell's that now? Asked Abigail. The figure appears in the distance, stands onto its hind legs, then howls. That's a god damn werewolf. More figures appear in the distance. And he has friends, said Maxwell. All three start running. The figures are chasing all three of them. The handgun fires, then clicks. Maxwell continues running. We need to lose them, said Wilford. How? Asked Abigail. I don't know, said Wilford. All three continue running, then stop. The giant spiders appear. Shit, said Maxwell. The giant spiders screech. All three turn around. The werewolves are approaching. When I say, move, said Wilford. The werewolves jump at all three of them. All three move. The werewolves jump into the giant spiders. The giant spiders and the werewolves are fighting. All three continue running. Keep running, said Maxwell. This way, said Wilford. All three are running over a hill. Abigail stops. I need to rest, said Abigail. Wilford looks up. Hey guys, look, said Wilford. All three look. Then see the lake in the distance. We went into a circle, said Abigail. That means we head that way, said Wilford. Let's go, said Maxwell. All three continue running. A giant spider appears in a tree, crawls down it, then follows all three of them. All three are running. Abigail slows down. Come on, I got you, said Wilford. Come on guys, it's right up ahead, said Maxwell. Can you make it? Asked Wilford. Yes, said Abigail. Let's go, said Maxwell. All three are running. Wilford trips, then groans. Both Abigail and Maxwell look back at Wilford, screeching in the distance. Wilford turns around, sees a giant spider, then screams. The giant spider screeches. Wilford gets dragged away. No, Wilford, said Abigail, starting to walk. Maxwell grabs Abigail's arm. No, we can't help him. He's gone. We need to keep moving, said Maxwell. Both Abigail and Maxwell start running. A flapping sound comes from above. Maxwell stops, then turns around. What are you doing? Asked Abigail. I heard wings flapping, said Maxwell. We don't have time for this, said Abigail, running. A giant bat swoops down, then hits Abigail. Abigail groans. Maxwell looks at Abigail. I'm coming. Abigail, said Maxwell, running towards Abigail. Abigail groans again. Maxwell grabs Abigail's hand. The flapping sound continues. Oh my God, said Abigail. Maxwell looks up. The giant bats are flying around. Come on, you bastards, said Maxwell, looking around. We should get out of here, said Abigail. You want the same thing to happen to you again? Asked Maxwell. No, said Abigail. Then stay behind me, said Maxwell. A giant bat flies towards both Abigail and Maxwell, then turns. What are they doing? Asked Abigail. They're playing a game with us. Slowly start walking, said Maxwell. Both Abigail and Maxwell are slowly walking. A giant bat bites Abigail's leg. Abigail falls onto the ground, then gets dragged away. Help, said Abigail. Maxwell runs, then grabs Abigail's arm. I got you. Don't worry. Nothing's gonna happen to you, said Maxwell. A giant bat flies towards Maxwell. Maxwell points the handgun. The handgun fires. The giant bat falls onto the ground. Maxwell laughs. "Oh my God," said Abigail. The giant bats continue flying around, land onto the ground, then approach Maxwell. Abigail gets tugged. Maxwell lets go of Abigail's arm. Abigail screams, then gets dragged into the darkness. "No, Abigail. Come on, you bastards. I'm not afraid of you," said Maxwell. The giant bats are getting closer to Maxwell. A howling sound in the distance. The giant bats fly away. A figure appears in the distance, stands onto its hind legs, then howls. Maxwell runs. More figures appear, then start chasing Maxwell. Maxwell stops, then points the handgun. The handgun clicks. Maxwell throws the handgun, then continues running. The howling sound in the distance continues. Maxwell continues running, trips, then crawls towards a tree. A growling sound comes from behind Maxwell. Maxwell turns around. The werewolves are slowly approaching Maxwell. Maxwell raises his middle finger. The werewolves are jumping at Maxwell. Maxwell screaming. Blood splatters onto a tree. A mark appears on the tree. The next day, the restaurant appears. Number 3 appears sitting at the counter. "So, have those kids come back yet?" asked woman number 2. "They're not coming back at all," said number 3. "Please don't tell me," asked woman number 2. "They're dead. They shouldn't have went beyond that marked tree," said number 3. "Well, what about their families?" asked woman number 2. "They'll come and see for themselves. All we can do is warn them," said number 3, standing up, then walks out of the restaurant. The end.